Welcome friends to another 40k video. Today we look at the Ordo Sinister. The Emperor has been experimenting, and this led to the creation of the Ordo Sinister. He had worked on the control and manipulation of the Psyche, and we will see where this leads shortly. The menaces the Emperor's forces were coming up against, such as the Enslaver Alpha incursions, the Randan Ossivores, and the Hellswamp Void Forms, all took the lives of millions of soldiers and thousands of star vessels to combat, and had broken whole expeditionary fleets and Titan legions in the past, and were menaces to which no sure counter existed save that of exterminatus. And so, in line with this and the menaces his forces faced, the Emperor wanted his own weapons of terrible potency, of a type forbidden within the Imperium by man, from Primarch to Planetary Governor, weapons of a type born from the dark age of technology, of ancient civilizations that had rose and fallen on terror. Only those in the direct shadow of the Emperor could use these, with secrecy and fail-safes attached. The Ordo Sinister was the cadre set up to build, maintain and use these weapons, classed as their name suggests as Sinistrum. Weapons that could amplify the Psyche gift to be more powerful, perhaps, but at the cost of the Psyche's life. The book gives an example of the narco-enslaved Psychicovans of the Caucasus wastes subjugated by the Emperor during the Unification Wars, who had long since been bywords for the evils of the Dark Age of technology, and how what they had done was now reflected in some of what the Emperor used in the creation of his weapons. Very few of these Titans were ever fielded at once, and other Imperial forces were not told about their arrival. We do know they did not reach the frontiers of the Great Crusade, or leave Terra for a long period of time. Some considered them an unfinished project, still in the course of being tested, and it also noted that even before the heresy, the War Master Horus was never giving them to deploy. They also remained under the control of the Emperor. But a member of the Ordo Sinister did go before the Council of Terror during the heresy to answer questions about the organisation, structure and command they used. But under the order of the Master of Mankind, they were not worked into the plans to defend Terra. Instead, they waited, as part of Terra's last line of defence, until almost the end, or at least such is the official record. But the information given to the Council of Terror was insightful. It did reveal much. The Ordo served orders from the Emperor exactly, and his orders would be followed to the letter. Its resources were 4 self-contained fortresses, each with defences and staff, and each housed 5 specifically modified warlord titans, and were centred around an Emperor-built psychic amplification matrix device called the Syricrux Anima, and this controlled and powered the warlord, and in the place of a normal Titan crew, the Psi-Titan crew were bound psychers locked in place surgically and slaved to the will of the preceptor intendant, who was master of the god engine, replacing the usual princeps. And by direct cortical control, the power and the spirit of the bound psychers were siphoned off and focused by the arcane technologies of the Syricrux Anima that truly made the Titan what it is. This energy was controlled by a techno-arcane interface quite unlike that of a standard configuration mind impulse unit, while much of the Psi-Titan's other functions were slaved to sub-automata systems and machine spirit homunculi. Set at the heart of the storm of these energies, the preceptor intendant sat in a shielded command crucible in the Titan's head. But the power was such that even this could not entirely protect them, so each Titan commander was a blank, but selected in a different way to that of a Sister of Silence. One difference is they will be augmented to interface with the Titan. For those within the Titan, it was a punishment for their crimes for some, and others a blessed relief from their torments, and that a balance was maintained in order that optimum conditions were met. With the anima, a warlord sinister can project psychic phenomena on a truly gargantuan scale, but without the fine details a psychic could bring. These phenomena include waves of preternatural fear, psychokinetic effects, biomantic leeching of life in the immediate area, and even the temporal distortion-based reversion of damage to the Titan itself. Its greatest psychic weapon, the Sinistromanus Tenebra, focuses the psychic antipathy of the bound psychers on board into a fracture in reality, like the warp breach made by vortex weapons. This is then channeled and released as a projectile of nightmarishly destructive force, where the projectile, which manifests as a sphere or bolt of darkness, as it eats the light of whatever medium it passes through, before striking dense matter, it detonates. It causes complete annihilation in the immediate impact area, as what was there is disassembled and hurled bodily into the Empyrean, molecule by molecule, until the mercifully brief rupture self-seals. Those in the wider area of the impact are simply struck dead, their bodies left unmarked as if their souls have been sheared from their bodies. It can also be fired repeatedly so long as those on board still have strength. The concept of the Psi Titan is not an unknown one in both the lists of foes for the Imperium and the Mechanicum, because in the depths of pre-unification history there are numerous references to what might be described as Psi Titans. In this case, Titan engines designed to be piloted by and amplify the powers of a single psyker as experiments, and unique relic engines of war through their eventual fates are unknown. It is known that the Eldari and the Fra'al have used this technology. So now with that description done, friends, I turn things over to you. Got something to say about the Ordo Sinister? Drop me a comment down below.